Welcome back to the latest episode of the Key and Mang audio experience. I'm your host, Mang. As always, we're my fellow co-host, Key. Key was Gucci.
What's up, Mang? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Your boy's tired, but I'm good.
I am awake,
How much
finally.
how much coffee you have today?
Just one cup.
Mm.
Actually, I'm lying. One and a half.
Yeah, no, yeah, well, it's also 1 in the afternoon. Well, or 2 in the afternoon. Noon, sorry, to noon. So I guess that's
You're the one messing up
huh?
time zones now. I say you're the one messing up time zones
Yeah,
now.
because I had 10 a.m. Pacific stuck in my head for some reason, so I was like 1 a.m., 1 p.m. But yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I'm going back to 2 a days or training, like weight training and playing basketball. And I'm just adjusting to that. So it took it out of me yesterday. So it's a slow process, but it'll that's why I'm beat.
You'll get used to it again.
Yeah, no, it'll come back. It'll come back. But that's for an episode for a different time. Today, if you guys have been paying any attention to the world lately, any commercials that you've seen, you've probably seen the headlines. AI is changing everything. Robots are coming for your job. Automation is the future. And the reality is, some skills are going to stay in demand no matter how advanced tech gets. AI is already writing blog posts, designing websites, running customer service chats, and even editing videos and making beats. It's not just coming for entry-level work anymore, it's reshaping everything. And yeah, that can feel overwhelming, but the question is, how do I compete with AI? And I think a lot of us started to think about how can we utilize AI? How can we use it but not have it take over what we do? Because even the best tech still can't replicate some deeply human things that we all need to experience.
Right. So last week I was scrolling and like Mang said, you see all these fear-mongering posts like AI is going to take your job, AI this, AI that. And I came across a post that did a good job of demonstrating the things that AI can't replace. So I'll read the post and then we'll get into why this is so important and where we should put our focus instead of feeling like AI is going to just take over the world. So this is a post by Sherelle Grant. She's a nurse and a fitness coach. She said getting through a university degree before ChatGPT arrived is going to be a massive flex in a few years' time. Critical thinking is basically extinct now. Outsourcing thinking comes with the cost, your unique voice. Regurgitating AI responses make you sound smart until someone asks why. And I 100% agree with that. And I think that's one of the skills that AI just can't replace because if you've ever intentionally used ChatGPT, or even if you haven't intentionally logged into ChatGPT and used it, if you Google something, they give you that AI answer at the top before all the normal responses come up. So you're being influenced by AI there. And it gives you all of the logic, it gives you all of the complete answer that you're looking for, but it doesn't tell you or help you with the skill of trying to take all the information that's given to you, analyze it, ask whatever questions you need to ask, and then apply it to whatever you're trying to do. And I think that's where humans come into play. And I think that's what can never be replaced because, yes, you have all the information, but knowing how to apply it to certain circumstances is where people struggle. And that's why there are professionals for everything. There's CPAs, there's accountants, there's doctors, there's physical therapists, nurses, you name it, because all the information is out there, but knowing how to apply it to your situation is something that you need expert guidance for, and AI is not gonna be that ever. So it's really just as good. It's only as good as your input into it, and then whatever output you get, you still have to take it a step further, and that's where humans come into play.
Kind of like what you were talking about. We had an episode a couple episodes ago about how you see people searching ChatGPT for posts for workouts. And it can give you the workouts, it can list the things you gotta deal with, but you might be dealing with some kind of injury, or it doesn't know how your form is, it doesn't know what intensity levels you're working at, it doesn't know how to progress you. So that's where the precision of having someone who knows has a background in strength and conditioning for, let's say, is helpful. Another thing I was thinking about is I saw this commercial of like, I don't know what the machine is called, but it's something you put on your feet and it like cycles back and forth and then like it's supposed to get blood flowing through your legs. And the commercial was like, have your own physical therapy in home without having an actual person uh treating you or whatever or working with you. And I was like, if that's the baseline of what this AI, if this is what it's going to turn into, then you'll be fine because that's not going to be what helps you function on a day-to-day basis, is just having a machine cycle your legs back and forth. So, in regards to that, I think, yeah, it's here. AI is here. We're using it. We can utilize it. But I think the interactions that we're able to have with one-to-one or one-to-many cannot be replaced with artificial intelligence. I don't think there's going to be anything that can ever replicate what it feels like to talk with a person or get to talk with a group of people and seeing having a natural conversation versus having to wait a couple seconds for a generated response that may apply to you, it may not apply to you. And I think with you talked about the summary of when you Google something, it's like, yeah, that's a general answer for meant to be meant to be as a kind of like a straight one pager answer sheet, but as not there's no context behind it. There's no specificity to it to you as a person. So I think there's always going to we have to use AI. It's here. We got to use it. We can't be scared of it, but we also got to remember that we bring a lot of skill sets to the table as well. And we need to be able to bundle the two together, still be able to think critically, but also utilize the the technology to help the world continue to transcend forward and not stay at a stalemate or go the other way.
Yeah, I agree. Also, what I was thinking too is with everybody using Chat GPT or using AI, it's easy for people to sound the same. And I think in order to have a unique voice and actually connect with people that are seeing like the same thing all the time, I think storytelling is a good way to do that. And all the best brands use storytelling, right? They do it really well, which is what makes them successful. But you can't really storytell from AI because it doesn't have a real world experience. All right. So it becomes fabricated stories that people can kind of see through. So I think just everybody going through life and having their own unique experiences, and being able to put that on paper, put it on computer, and then create content based on real life stories. I think that hits different and connects better than a fabricated story from Chat GPT or AI. Not saying you can't use AI to enhance a story that you've already like told, like from your personal life, but I think it has to start with the actual experience and then you can use AI to enhance it. So I say all that to say, if you're trying to stand out and try to be unique, try to be authentic, you still have to have that human experience.
Facts.
So that's
No,
something.
I agree 100%. I think also like AI really good for mass production of things. If you want to put out a lot of stuff in a short amount of time, I think it's great for that. But with that, you have to have things dialed in terms of who you're trying to message, who you're trying to talk to. Because if you're just sending out random stuff all over the place to a big range of people, then it's like, all right, you ain't really doing nothing. It's kind of you're just not really talking to anybody. But I think once you have that story that you want to tell and you've perfected that and you've been vulnerable with it, the ups and the downs and the things you're working on and the things that you've gotten better at, I think then you can use it then to expand your story. And that's how you can use AI to then get it out to the right people. You can get it out to the people that you're trying to talk to versus being more of a global, trying to get it out to everybody, and then nobody corresponds with the message that you're trying to send. But I think if you already have the people you're trying to talk to dialed in, then I think it just gets easier to send that message across to the people who it's meant to target. I think AI is great for that.
Yeah. So it's basically it's not replacing anything, it's just enhancing your experience. And I think that's where people kind of get confused, and that's where the fear comes in. Because if you understand that it's still your skills that have to be good, and then AI just helps improve that and deliver it to multiple people, I think there should be no fear or no anxiety around all the advances in technology.
Hmm. No, I agree.
So, so if AI isn't a complete replacement for um, like human skill, how do you improve the skills that AI can't automate?
It's a good question. I think you got to talk to more people. Then you got to talk to more people, get used to um, just having conversations, figuring out what problems people are having. Is there a skill set that you have that you can help people with? I think we live in a world now where I think people are yearning for more connection and want to feel like they meet somebody and they can connect with them in some type of way. Something you can't get from a computer screen, but the physical or video presence of having talking to somebody that cannot be replaced. And I think the more that is worked on, the more that is watered and that environment is fostered, I think that's going to help with utilizing technology, even if you don't know anything about AI or anything. If you know how to talk with people and ask questions and actually stay invested and listen to them, then you can do a lot of things just with those three things alone.
Yeah, when you said that, that made me think of when you need help with a company and you try to use their online service and it becomes like a chatbot,
Hmm.
or even like call online. I mean, when you call on the phone and they give you the automated voice thing, I don't even go through the options. I'm just like, put me on the phone with an agent. Like, I don't want to communicate with the computer.
Hmm.
Like, I want to talk to an actual person, and I think that just shows like how important that like human connection is, despite us having the tools to automate it through like artificial intelligence.
Well, it's like you'll hop on the phone and you'll press the prompts and then it doesn't answer your question. So it's like you just wasted
No,
15 minutes of my time trying to go through these different options and it doesn't get to my what I'm trying to do. So I'm like, all right, just press zero, put me on the phone with the operator.
because I think it just takes keywords that you say and
Yeah.
then funnels you based on that. Like that's not what I need help with. I don't think that this call can help me unless I get on the phone with an actual person.
Yeah.
Also I think that another way to improve the skills is to um like yes, if we're consuming something, obviously that's fine, but don't just consume it. Ask questions about it. So, perfect example is on social media, there's tons of people putting out content, putting out their opinions. And I think in order to improve critical thinking and have like your own thought process, I think it's a good thing to kind of ask why. And that's how I actually come up with some of the content that I put out. It's because when I'm on Instagram, on Twitter, Threads, whatever, YouTube, and there's a certain topic, I'll ask myself, like, what is my opinion on this topic? And then I'll go and interact with the post, whether it's a comment, um, on Instagram or if it's on Facebook, people are kind of going back and forth. I chime in there, and I think that helps with establishing critical thinking as opposed to just taking in the information and taking it as fact. If AI is gonna think for you, then you pretty much don't have much of a skill to work with. So you have to form your own thought process so that you can inform AI the way you want it to work.
Yeah, I like that. I think about like when you're watching exercise videos or exercise demos on like Instagram or something, and you're like, all right, why would this person utilize this movement or this pattern here? Like, what are they trying to improve? That's kind of the stuff that I've been thinking about more is like you see all this stuff, but you're like, all right, why would you use the Bosu ball in this situation, or why would you use this hinge variation in this situation? Just trying to get an idea of what's going on through their mind and how could I potentially use this in my field? Are there people that might benefit from this variation and experience a movement, a new way that they hadn't been experiencing before that's going to help them get to their longer goals. So this is something because I'm guilty of being on Instagram and just like scrolling or whatever. So I'm trying to be a little more intentional like you and like comment on more posts just to get thoughts and create dialogues and learn more about what other people are thinking about so I can utilize the information and store it in the my memory banks for if a situation occurs where I have to use something, I can draw back on that experience and oh, this person used this because of XYZ. This person in front of me is talking about X. Maybe this is a relevant time to discuss this what I saw in the past.
Right. It's kind of, you know what I think about? It's kind of like, say if you went through med school and with every patient, you're like just looking through the table of context to go to that diagnosis and then go to that specific treatment. Like you don't, without forming your own thought process or without learning how to think critically, you kind of have to like follow textbook stuff, and that's not life, you know? That's not how life works. So I think just being able to think through things on your own is a skill that's helpful. And I think with AI, it's gonna be a skill that really stands out because there are gonna be people who don't go through these steps that we're talking about.
Yep. Yep.
Oh, I want to share this story. So the other day, I'm on Facebook a lot in these Facebook groups. This girl posted a chat GPT workout. She was like, how does this look? My goal is to lose fat, build muscle, and I'm training for a half marathon. The program they gave her it was 4 days. It was two lower body. It was a glute specific day, a upper body day, and then a full body that was glute and I think like shoulder specific. And then on the full body day and the lower body day, they had her running 5 to 10 miles. And then there were no reps and sets or nothing on there. And I was like, honestly, this program is all over the place because your goals are all over the place. There's no way you're gonna like optimally lose fat, build muscle, and train for a half marathon. Like those are just two completely opposite ends of the spectrum. Number one, and I was like, but it's not surprising that you got this off ChatGPT because whatever you ask it is gonna give you. But if you don't know how to like take what is giving you and make it fit for you and make it make sense, like that's just what you're gonna get. So I say all that to say that yes, you can ask AI anything and it will give you whatever you want, but that doesn't mean it's the right thing to do.
hmm
And I get low key frustrated when people post stuff like that. I'm like, why are we using AI for this?
But
Why?
that's why you know that what you're doing is a needed thing because there's gonna be people
Yeah.
there's gonna be people that come to the point where it's because of the workouts are not sustainable or they're not getting to the results that they want to get. They're like, yeah, I've been using ChatGPT for the last 4 months. My body hurts. I'm not seeing any progress. I don't know what I'm doing. And then that's when the search for people who are actually skilled in this and actually can provide results. That's where you come in. You just gotta continue to stay top of mind in the meantime until they're ready to come over.
Yes. But until then, I'm gonna keep, schooling people on what they should use AI for, what they shouldn't use AI for. Hopefully it makes a difference.
Nah, it will. It will.
You have anything else to add about AI?
Nothing else to add about AI, but on YouTube, go subscribe, like, comment if you have any questions. Leave us 5-star review on Spotify, Apple. Leave a review, please. That helps us get out to more people. And we'll catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.